The Lamar County School District is proud to partner with the Mississippi Department of Health to offer free, voluntary COVID-19 testing for asymptomatic close contacts during the upcoming school year. By keeping our staff and students in the traditional classroom setting, we hope to minimize the learning interruptions so many of us experienced last year. These COVID-19 antigen tests are completely voluntary for asymptomatic close contacts. There is absolutely no cost for any staff member or student who wishes to test and remain in the school setting. We are blessed to have a registered nurse on each school campus who will administer the very simple test if needed. PCR tests are still required for symptomatic individuals to rule out COVID. But now the Department of Health has approved serial antigen testing for close contacts who are showing no symptoms. Students can be tested the day of exposure, remain in the classroom setting if negative, then test again every 2 days until day 7. During the testing, if a student has a negative result, they continue in-person, face-to-face instructional time. For our students, this is very beneficial since all of us, as stakeholders in their education, know how important it is to be able to attend school. If the student receives a positive result over the course of testing, they will be required to quarantine at home for 10 days. If the parent chooses to have their child tested with a PCR test within 48 hours, the child can return to school with a negative PCR result. Along with school-based testing, the 3 options from last year are also still available. Whether you choose school testing, a clinical PCR test, a clinical antigen option, or no testing at all for your child, we want you to know that it is your choice as their parent. At no time will we require testing for any student, and parents always have the option to keep their child home to monitor symptoms during quarantine. We understand that COVID-19 testing can be very stressful for students and parents. The test kits available to our district are very non-invasive, and our nurses can obtain a sample by swabbing the inside tip of your child's nose. This is not a molecular sample, and the swab does not have to be inserted very far at all into the nasal cavity. If your child refuses to test, they can be sent home to quarantine instead of testing. Again, all tests will be performed by our registered nurses. COVID-19 testing is offered free of charge as a service to our staff and our students. It is completely voluntary and will never be required of anyone in the Lamar County School District. We want to welcome our communities back next year with as many possible opportunities for face-to-face learning as possible. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your family, and we look forward to a wonderful school year. The Lamar County School District is proud to